All right. So we've got like a whole stack of IKS health intel here,
Yeah.
and you're really deep diving into like this IPO they got coming up on the Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange of India.
Right.
So big stuff. And we've got I see their draft red herring prospectus, which it's like
It's their resume.
their resume for investors, laying out everything from business model to financials. But then you were smart enough to also include some
industry reports.
Yeah.
That's
So we've got some extra context because, I mean, context is everything.
absolutely.
It really does seem like you're prepping for like maybe a big meeting or something.
Yeah, it could be.
And you need to be like in the know.
Yeah.
Well, you came to the right place.
For sure. Some really interesting material here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like you're trying to get a handle on IKS Health's potential.
Mm-hmm.
And these documents offer like a deep dive into their world. IKS Health.
Mm-hmm.
They call themselves a healthcare provider enablement platform. And I've got to say, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all about taking the weight off of, healthcare providers, taking off the administrative, clinical, operational tasks.
So they can actually like,
But they can focus on
take care of people.
Exactly, patient care.
It's interesting though, it's not just like, outsourcing busy work.
Yeah, it's not just like, data entry or something.
Yeah. IKS Health, they've got a lot of clinically trained employees, and they're leaning into the whole AI and machine learning thing.
Yeah, very cutting edge.
Yeah, to come up with some really cool solutions.
Really is.
I mean, you see they're working with major players like Mass General Brigham.
Huge players.
That's a big deal. You don't just waltz into collaborations with institutions like that.
Exactly. It says a lot.
They must be bringing something really valuable to the table.
For sure. Yeah, those partnerships, it speaks volumes about their credibility.
Yeah.
And securing a place in this, rapidly changing market.
Absolutely.
But we should probably zoom out for a sec.
Okay.
And look at the U.S. healthcare landscape as a whole.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's really the backdrop for everything IKS Health is doing. And you've got some really great reports in here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that paint a very clear picture of, like, the forces at play.
Okay.
We're seeing a big shift from, the independent physicians to these larger healthcare enterprises.
Yeah.
Right? And that comes with a whole new set of challenges.
For sure.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. It's like,
It's a tectonic shift, almost.
Yeah. And, the Zinov report you included actually had this quote that, like, really jumped out at me.
Oh, okay.
They talk about physicians facing this massive administrative burden.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot.
Struggling to
stay afloat,
Yeah. Streamline operations, leverage technology.
Just to keep up, to stay afloat, let alone thrive.
Exactly.
It's almost like IKS Health read that report and said, hold my chai latte, we've got solutions for that.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Right.
They're stepping into this chaotic landscape.
Yeah, it really is.
And offering a lifeline, helping providers navigate complex regulations.
Right.
Optimize their revenue, and frankly, just stay sane.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah, in a system that's constantly throwing curveballs.
Okay, so let's break down what they're actually offering here. They've got it divided into like 4 main buckets, right? Revenue cycle management, clinical support, virtual scribing, and
digital health solutions.
Digital health solutions.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty comprehensive suite, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it really is.
But are they
like themselves too thin?
Yeah, spreading themselves too thin, or is this a strategic way to address,
to address the pain points?
Yeah, a wide range of pain points for healthcare providers.
Right.
What do you think?
Well, that is the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are they masters of all trades, or are they diluting their expertise?
Right.
I think the key is understanding the specifics of each offering.
Oh, okay.
And how they align with, the trends we're seeing. For example, like under revenue cycle management.
Yeah.
They've got some pretty impressive AI-driven solutions.
Okay.
For things like denial prevention and revenue optimization.
Right.
That level of tech, especially in an area as complex as medical billing.
Right.
Could be a game changer for providers struggling to maximize their financial performance.
Oh, absolutely. And then there's, the whole tech side of things. They've got their own proprietary platforms like IKS Eve.
Yeah, that's their...
which is like all about...
automating those administrative tasks.
Yeah. And then IKS Stacks.
Right. Their unified data platform.
Yeah, which is like,
For pulling insights from all that data.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, are they more of a tech company that happens to be in healthcare or like the other way around?
It's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
And it gets to the heart of like their identity, by developing these platforms.
Yeah.
They're not just offering services, they're building like an ecosystem.
Right.
They're creating tools that, empower providers to take control of their operations and make data-driven decisions.
Yeah.
Which ultimately could lead to better patient care.
Right.
And that's a powerful value proposition.
It really is.
Right.
Now, you've been looking at these numbers in their prospectus.
I have.
What's the growth story looking like?
Well, the financials definitely tell a compelling story.
Okay.
They've seen significant revenue growth over the past few years. And what's even more impressive is the high percentage of that revenue coming from repeat clients.
Oh, wow.
So that tells you they're not just landing deals. They're building strong relationships, long-lasting, and delivering real value.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they're aiming to raise a significant amount of capital through this IPO to, fuel further expansion, development, all that.
Right.
It's ambitious.
Yeah.
But with their track record, it doesn't seem far-fetched.
Yeah, it's exciting to see a company tackling these big issues head on,
Absolutely.
Especially in a sector as complex as healthcare. But before we get too carried away, we got to talk about the elephant in the room.
Or you do.
Every investment comes with risks.
Of course.
And IKS Health is no exception. So let's dive into those potential pitfalls in part 2 of our deep dive. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Welcome back. So, we've kind of established that IKS Health is making this
play.
Yeah, this bold play in the U.S. healthcare market.
Right. Yeah.
Remember that quote from the Zinov report?
The one about, healthcare being a global game now.
Right.
It got me thinking, IKS Health is an Indian company, but these documents are focused entirely on
on the U.S. strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like a blind spot, or are they just laser focused on,
the biggest prize?
Yeah, the biggest prize first.
That's a really sharp observation.
Yeah.
You're right. The documents, they don't really mention anything about their, presence in the Indian healthcare market.
Okay.
It's possible they have operations there, but they're choosing to highlight the U.S. expansion, for this IPO.
Yeah.
It makes sense, though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
The U.S. healthcare market is massive, and they've clearly positioned themselves to,
to win.
Yeah, capitalize on those challenges and opportunities it presents.
Okay, so let's dig a little deeper into those opportunities, because there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah, they're really...
We talked about...
there are 4 main service categories.
Yeah, revenue cycle management, clinical support, virtual scribing.
And digital health solutions.
Yeah, digital health solutions. But what struck me is how they're going beyond, just providing services. They're
weaving these solutions in.
Yeah, weaving these solutions into the fabric of,
Yeah, into healthcare operations.
Right.
Right, and they're doing it in a way that addresses some of the most pressing issues outlined in that Zinov report.
Right.
Remember how the report talked about,
Yeah, the administrative nightmare.
Yeah. The administrative nightmare physicians are facing.
Yeah.
IKS Health is tackling that head on.
Okay.
For example, their revenue cycle management services. They handle everything.
Oh, wow.
From patient scheduling and insurance verification to pre-authorization and claims processing.
That's all the stuff that...
stuff that,
Yeah, sucks the life out of healthcare providers.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. It's a huge burden.
Right.
And IKS Health is stepping in, offering technology-driven solutions to streamline these processes.
Right. Free up time and resources.
Exactly.
Like they're saying, let us deal with the paperwork so you can focus on what you do best, taking care of patients.
Right. That really resonates.
Yeah, it does.
With providers who are feeling overwhelmed and burnt out.
But I'm curious, they use all these terms, AI-driven, data-driven.
Is it just buzz?
Yeah. Is it just marketing buzz, or are they
Are they really leveraging the technology to make a difference?
Wow.
Well, remember those proprietary platforms?
Yeah.
IKS Eve, IKS Stacks.
Right.
Those are the engines driving their approach.
Okay.
They're using AI, machine learning, to automate tasks, minimize errors, extract insights.
From all that.
From mountains of data.
Yeah, from mountains of data.
For instance, they have this solution, IKS Claim. that uses like predictive models to identify potential revenue leakage.
Oh, wow.
It's like having, a financial detective on your team.
Right.
Constantly looking for ways to, optimize billing, ensure you're getting paid what you deserve.
That's incredible. It really speaks to, like...
the level of sophistication.
Yeah, the level of sophistication they're bringing to the table.
Right.
But it's not just about, crunching numbers and streamlining processes. Right. Their clinical support services also play a big role in, improving patient care.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
Think about their virtual scribing service.
Okay.
Imagine a physician seeing patients.
Right.
But instead of being glued to a computer, entering data, they're fully engaged in the conversation, listening, making eye contact.
Right, being present.
That's what virtual scribing enables.
Oh, wow.
Removes the documentation burden from the physician's shoulders, allowing them to be more present with their patients.
So it reduces burnout too, right?
Exactly.
A win-win.
And then there are the digital health solutions.
Right.
These are really fascinating because they're leveraging data to,
identify trends,
manage populations, close care gaps.
It's like having this, data-driven assistant who's constantly looking for ways to optimize patient outcomes.
Right.
Their approach is going beyond, just treating individual patients. They're thinking about the bigger picture.
Right.
Population health management.
They're analyzing data to
identify patterns.
Yeah.
And then using that information to, proactively intervene and prevent health issues.
Before they become like a big problem.
That's where the real power of technology lies.
Yeah, it really is.
Using data to make smarter decisions and improve health outcomes on a larger scale. I'm starting to see why they're attracting so much attention.
Yeah, they're really onto something.
They're not just like solving little problems.
Isolated problems.
They're like addressing systemic challenges.
Yeah, it's a holistic approach.
In this holistic way.
For sure.
But we'd be remiss if we didn't,
acknowledge the downsides?
Yeah, acknowledge the potential downsides, right?
You're absolutely right.
Every investment comes with risk.
Always.
And IKS Health is,
no different.
No different.
Yeah.
And the documents themselves, they actually highlight these risks.
They do.
One of the biggest ones,
competition.
Yeah.
Competition, the healthcare technology and services market.
Right.
It's a crowded space.
Yeah.
And IKS Health.
Yeah.
They're not the only player.
Right.
Trying to grab a slice of the pie.
Okay, so let's talk about those
competitive pressures.
Yeah, those competitive pressures.
What are the biggest threats?
Yeah. Are they truly, differentiated, or could they be, easily overtaken by some rival?
With deeper pockets.
Yeah, deeper pockets, more aggressive strategy, that kind of thing.
Well, they actually call out some major players in the prospectus.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So they're aware of the competitive landscape.
Right.
And it's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough battleground.
Right.
They need to constantly innovate and stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, to
maintain their edge.
Yeah, to stay on top.
Exactly.
And innovation in this sector,
It requires serious investment.
It does, yeah.
Right.
Are they pouring enough resources into
research and development?
Yeah, research and development.
Can they keep up with the pace of technological advancement?
Right. That's a big question.
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
But remember, their financials,
right.
They show a strong track record of growth and profitability. They're clearly generating enough revenue to invest in R&D and stay competitive.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely something investors will be watching closely.
Another risk they highlight is
data security.
Data security, yeah. Given, all this
sensitive information.
Yeah, the sensitive healthcare information. Yeah. They're
a prime target.
Yeah, a prime target for, cyber attacks and stuff.
Absolutely. And a data breach.
Yeah.
Could be devastating.
Yeah, both financially.
Financially and reputationally.
Yeah.
Right. IKS Health, they outline the measures they've taken to protect this information.
Okay.
But in today's digital landscape, there's always a risk.
Right.
Hackers are constantly evolving.
It's like
it's a never-ending battle.
Yeah, a never-ending battle.
To stay ahead.
And then, of course, there's the
ever-changing.
Yeah, the ever-changing regulatory environment.
The healthcare regulations.
Yeah.
Complex, constantly changing.
Yeah, both in the U.S. and India.
Right.
How will they navigate?
The shifting sands.
Yeah, these shifting sands. Could a change in regulations, suddenly make their
business model obsolete?
Yeah, obsolete.
It's a legitimate concern.
It really is.
A sudden shift.
Yeah.
could significantly impact, their operations and profitability.
Right.
Adaptability is key.
Yeah.
They need to be nimble and really understand the regulatory landscape.
In both countries.
Yeah.
This is getting pretty intense.
It is. It's a lot to consider.
It's clear IKS Health has, a lot of potential, but there are definitely some significant risks to think about.
Absolutely.
So let's take a breather for a minute.
Okay.
And recap the key takeaways before we dive into the final part of our deep dive. All right. So let's wrap up this deep dive into IKS Health's IPO.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we really have.
From their innovative solutions and,
Impressive growth.
Impressive growth to, all the risks.
The lurking risks, yeah.
It's like we've been on this roller coaster.
A wild ride.
Yeah, through the world of healthcare technology.
It really is a fascinating space.
But remember, they're not just here for the ride, you know?
You've got a big meeting coming up.
Yeah, you're prepping for this big meeting. You got to walk in.
Armed with insights.
Yeah. So let's talk about balancing that scale,
Right, yeah.
We've discussed competition, data security, regulatory changes. But there's one more elephant in the room. We haven't really addressed the global economic climate.
Right.
The world can be
unpredictable.
Yeah, a pretty unpredictable place, and economic uncertainty.
Yeah, it could make investors a little jittery.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
So, global economic conditions.
Yeah, they have a ripple effect.
Yeah, they really do.
On everything.
On everything.
When investor confidence to IKS Health's ability to raise capital.
Right.
And,
execute their plans.
Execute those plans.
So if you were sitting across the table from the IKS Health team, what would you be asking them?
Well, based on everything we've seen.
Yeah, based on these documents.
I want to dig a little deeper into their strategies for navigating those competitive pressures.
Right. How are they
differentiating themselves?
Yeah, differentiating themselves.
What's their plan for,
staying ahead
of the curve?
Keeping up.
Yeah, because it's a rapidly evolving landscape.
It's like they're running a marathon.
Yeah.
They got to prove they have the stamina.
The agility.
The agility to stay in the race.
Exactly. For the long haul.
Right.
And I'd also be asking about their data security measures.
Right.
What steps are they taking?
Are they taking to,
to safeguard that sensitive information?
Right. How are they...
Staying ahead of cyber threats.
Yeah, that's non-negotiable in this space.
Absolutely. Trust is paramount.
Trust is everything.
Right.
And of course, we can't forget about the
regulatory changes.
The regulatory changes, they almost need a crystal ball.
They do, yeah.
How are they,
anticipating, adapting to potential shifts.
Right, that could impact their business.
Yeah.
It's not just about having a crystal ball, though. It's about having that flexible, responsive strategy.
Right.
They need to be able to,
pivot
and adjust course.
Yeah.
To stay compliant, maintain their edge.
This has been,
an eye-opening deep dive.
Yeah, it's amazing how these documents, what seemed like, just dry financial reports, have sparked such an interesting...
A rich conversation.
Yeah, about the future of healthcare.
It really is a testament to the power of, informed curiosity.
Right.
By taking the time to, delve into these details, we've gained a much deeper understanding
of IKS Health, their ambitions,
our goals,
the challenges,
the risks.
And hopefully you, the listener, you feel much more equipped now to walk into that meeting and ask the right questions.
Right.
It's like we've given you a roadmap.
Yeah, a roadmap, not just to understand
this IPO,
but
to navigate
the whole world.
The complex world.
The complex world of healthcare technology.
Exactly.
And remember, this is just the beginning.
It is.
The healthcare landscape is constantly evolving.
It's always changing.
And companies like IKS Health are at the forefront of that transformation.
Yeah, so stay curious.
Yeah, keep asking questions.
Keep learning.
Never stop learning.
Well said. This deep dive may be ending.
Yeah.
But your journey. Discovery continues. So as you move forward, consider this.
Yeah.
What other innovations are out there?
Yeah, what's next?
That could disrupt the healthcare industry.
How will technology continue to...
reshape the way we access...
experience healthcare?
In the years to come.
Those are great questions to ponder.
They are.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
On this fascinating deep dive.
It was a pleasure.
We'll be back soon.
We will.
With more insightful explorations of the world's information.
Until then.
Until then.
Keep diving deep.
Keep diving deep.